everybody. This is a 15-minute yoga flow on the mat, similar to what we've been working on in Silver Sneakers on Thursdays. So if you're joining me from Silver Sneakers, I hope you're enjoying your snow day. And this will be very similar to what we've been doing in class. If you are not a Silver Sneakers member, this is basically just a vinyasa flow, but very slow. You have options to go down to your mat or to stay standing up on your feet with us. We're going to kind of warm up and get our body and our breath aligned, and then we'll start with some sun salutations, leading to some deep stretching on the mat, and then we'll take a final rest. So make sure, please, that you're in a safe and comfortable place, that you have a mat on the floor, and if you would like to have a cushion underneath your sit bones, or like a couch cushion or a pillow or some rolled up towels, that's great. It's not necessary, but it'll make it more comfy and soft. And if this is your first time practicing yoga, please make sure to consult your doctor before you start and that you are properly warmed up and feeling good to practice with us today. So we're going to start in a seated position. If you would like to adjust, move side to side to make sure that your flesh is pulled away from your sit bones and you feel pretty balanced here. I'm sitting crisscrossed. If you would like to sit with your legs outstretched, one leg crossed, whatever feels comfortable to you to start. We're going to get started with our breath together, and I have my friend Kylo who's going to be helping us. I also have kids wandering around, so this is some real life yoga today, guys. Your hands can be flat on your lap, they can be folded, they can be at your heart center, whatever feels best for you today. Feel free to soften your eyes down to the floor or close them. And we're going to start by coming into tune with our breath, breathing in through the nose, nice and soft right now, and then sighing it out through the mouth. Continue here to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take a inventory of what's going on in your body today. If you woke up and it's nice and cold and frosty, you might feel a little bit stiff. If you're practicing later in the day, maybe you had to shovel some snow already today, you might be feeling a little bit sore, or you may be feeling amazing. If you're wrapped up in a blanket sipping hot cocoa, that sounds awesome. So wherever you are today, just take stock of what your body feels like, any sensations you might be feeling as you're breathing. Give them some acknowledgement, maybe honor them, and then just let them float away as you breathe out. On your next inhale, I want you to imagine your sacral vertebrae down here at the bottom near your tailbone. If you'd like to give it a little massage as we breathe, go for it. If you have a little inflammation or tension back there, sometimes just some warm hands and a nice soft rub at the top of your glutes is a nice way to allow those muscles to relax. Take a nice inhale here. See if you can create some space between your tailbone, your sacrum, all those bones down at the bottom, your lumbar area. Exhale. See if you can feel your hips sink into the floor or into your pillow. Now inhale, I want you to imagine the next set of vertebrae up. Our spine tends to curve in now towards the middle of the back, the thoracic region. So as you imagine that curve and allow your body to create the curve that it's supposed to make. Exhale, soften into your hips. Let's take another inhale here. See if you can breathe some space in between those vertebrae in the lower and the middle part of your back. Going just a little bit taller as we press the legs into the mat, feeling the sensations of the floor. And exhale, allow your hips to sink down deeper into the ground. Finally, inhale, let's think about the bones of the neck, the vertebrae up here, the cervical bones. See if you can allow them to stack on top of each other and maybe take a little bit of time to let your chin retract back just a bit, especially if you've been on your computer today or watching TV or looking at your phone. Creating a straight line from the base of your spine all the way to the crown of your head to let the air come up. Exhale, let your shoulders sink down your back. Create space between your shoulders and your ears here. And now as we inhale, we're going to look over the right shoulder, keeping chin level and parallel with the floor. Exhale to the front of the room. Inhale over to the left. Exhale back to the front. Inhale to the right. Check in with your left shoulder. See if it's staying loose and relaxed here, not tracking up towards your ear, just sinking down and away from your left ear. Exhale back to center. Inhale to the left. Again, check in with that right shoulder. And if it's creeping up, tell it it's okay to relax. Back to center. Let's take the right ear on this next inhale over towards your right shoulder. It may go pretty far, or if you're kind of stiff like I am today, it may just kind of make it halfway there, and that's fine. Exhale back up to center. Let's take the left ear to the left shoulder. Exhale, back to center. Take the right ear to the right shoulder again, and this time, turn your gaze down to your lap. Exhale, up and back to center. Inhale over to the left, and then take your gaze down to your lap. We're stretching out the back of the neck and the shoulders here. Back up to center. Let's take some shoulder rolls back. As you inhale, your shoulders rise up towards your ears. Exhale, they come back and drop down. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Good. Let's take them forward now. So as we inhale this time, they're going to come up. And then you exhale, your chin can kind of come to your chest. We're rounding back just a little bit, starting to put some motion into our back and into our chest. Inhale up and exhale back. Finally, we're going to take an inhale with both hands up. Reach long, stretch all the way through your fingertips. Exhale, turn the palms out. Let those arms sink down slowly like you're pushing air away. Inhale, lift. This time, your right arm is going to come down on the exhale, and it can stop on your lap on the cushion, or if you'd like to take it all the way to the mat, you could use fingertips or your palm or your cat or a block. And let's stretch up to the side body, up to the ceiling with your left hand, and then exhale over to the right. Inhale, lift. The right arm comes up and looks up to the sky. Take a tiny little back bend here if you would like. You can just look up to the ceiling. Feel that stretch in your upper back. Exhale the left hand down. The right hand is going to reach up, creating length in the arm down the side body. Your left hand can be on your fingertips, a block, or your palm. And then let's exhale over to the left. Inhale, lift. Let's repeat that one more time, starting over on the right side of the body. The left arm reaches up, and exhale over to the right. Being mindful to keep the chest forward here. We're not twisting, we're just bending over into the side body. Left hand comes down, exhale over to the left. Keep the chest open. See if you feel like your arm's covering your face, see if you can open it up. And then come back up. One more nice big inhale. If you'd like to look up at the ceiling with me, you can. Exhale your hands down. Good. We're going to move our cushion away, if you have one, and come to the mat in a tabletop position. So in tabletop, remember we've talked about this in our classes. You want to make sure that your knees are in line with your hips and your hands are in line with your shoulders. So we're creating a nice strong table here. Your knees are about hips width apart. And again, if you have any wrist issues where you feel like you have some strain happening in your wrists, you can create fists and place those kind of like a bulldog. You want to make sure that your elbows are wrapped in here and you still have a nice strong arm, but you can use your fists or put a pillow underneath your wrist to soften the impact on the floor. So from your tabletop, we're just going to stay right here and just kind of get into position. I want you to think about sending the energy in your arms down through your index fingers and your middle finger here. And then we're just going to start by lifting the head and looking forward. Small motions right now. And then exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, look forward. This time, if you feel like your tailbone would like to lift with your head, you can. Exhale, chin to chest. Maybe this time your spine starts to round up towards the sky, but we're not pushing it yet. Inhale. And exhale. Now this time, if you haven't already joined us in cat-cow, if you would like to, as we come through the shoulders and look up and your eyes are looking up, your tailbone can lift, your belly is soft. Exhale, blow all the air. Send your spine up towards the sky. Arch the back. Send your navel up towards your spine. Chin to chest. Blow out all of your air. Inhale to cat, or cow, excuse me. Exhale to cat. One more time. All together, as we inhale up, lift the tailbone, belly is soft. Feel that length all the way down your back. Exhale, press into the ground. Send your spine all the way up in an arch. And this time, send your hips back. We're using our hands to sink back into child's pose. If it feels better to send your knees out to the side of the mat to accommodate your belly or your thighs, that's completely fine. And remember, you can always put a pillow down in front of you. You can rest your hands in forearm position or on blocks, or if you would like to stretch out and extend a child's pose, feel free. We're going to spend just a little bit of time here, just lengthening our bodies. Breathing softly. If the yogi breath serves you right now, that's great. If you would rather just breathe regularly, that's fine right now. See if you can continue with each exhale to send your hips a little bit lower to the ground, maybe just softening a bit. If your hips are high, like mine tend to be because I'm pretty stiff in my low back, maybe your goal today is just to accept the pose. Sometimes this pose kind of stresses me out because it doesn't look like everybody else's in my body, but it's okay because I'm getting what I need out of it. Check in with your jaw right now, and if you feel like you're clenching your jaw or holding your tongue tight to your teeth, give your jaw permission to just be relaxed and slack. Maybe send your shoulders a little bit further away from your ears here. And on our next inhale, we're going to rock slowly forward onto our forearms, and then place the right hand on the mat and the left hand on the mat. Coming back into tabletop pose. Now you have the option, we're going to come to standing, so you have the option of tucking your toes here and pressing up into standing, or if it would feel better for you, you can rock to the side and come up from your hips, or swing a leg forward and press up into standing. However you get to your mat is completely fine. We're going to come up to the head of our mat, so wherever the front of your mat is today, that's where we're going to meet, and we're going to start our sun salutations. So as always, we want to check in with our posture here. Make sure that your ankles are in line with your knees, that are in line with your hips. Knees are soft. And we're going to stand up in our mountain pose here. Shoulders are down, chest is proud, but not lifted, not like a soldier. Just happy to be here, like we could stay here all day. Your gaze is forward. We're going to inhale, bend the knees a little bit, bring our hands up into high mountain pose. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. As we warm up into this, we're going to add a little bit more flow and speed to this. Inhale, send your hips back, flat back for half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to add on. Inhale, lift, hands up and overhead. Exhale, bend the knees deeply, forward fold. As you get more warmed up, maybe grab behind your legs and see if you can come a little bit closer to your thighs today. Or maybe staying out here up high onto your thighs is a better choice for you, and that's fine. Inhale, straighten your legs, send your hips back. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now this time we're going to plant the hands either on blocks or on your mat. We're going to step ourselves back into down dog. So remember, down dog, we push our hips back. Your knees can be bent. So this is the first down dog of the day. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. So right now, feel free to make some adjustments. I like my feet a little bit wider, so I'm going to spread my feet out a little bit bigger than they were when I came down into it. Maybe bend and straighten your knees. You can walk your dog by doing one leg at a time. Feel the strength in your arms here, and if you happen to feel like this is too much and you're tired or it just doesn't feel comfortable to you, feel free to take your down dog here and press back into child's pose. This is always a great solution for when you're in a sun salutation and you're not feeling a specific shape. From your down dog or from your child's pose, we're going to tuck the toes if you weren't already there, lift the hips. We're going to look forward, and from here we're going to come forward past our hands into a plank. Now if the plank is a lot, drop your knees and plank right here. Do you see how I have my knees down? If you want to have your knees lifted, make sure that your arms are strong. And from plank, we're either going to lower down with a push-up, like a chaturanga, or drop knees, chest, and chin to the floor. With your elbows in tight, you can drop your feet, the top of your feet to the top of the mat. Lift your chest for baby cobra. Hopefully you can see me, just the top of my head. Exhale back down to the mat. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale down to the mat. Good. Now we're going to push back, tuck your toes. You can either push back into down dog or tabletop or child's pose. And then peek through your hands, bend your knees. We're going to tiptoe towards our hands. If you're short-armed like me and it's easier to come halfway and meet yourself halfway, that's great, but we're going to meet at the top of the mat. We're going to go through the sun salutation 2 more times today in this practice. So gauge your level. If you're feeling kind of worn out, take a break into child's pose, and that's perfectly fine. Here we go. So get yourself into position for mountain pose. Inhale, bend your knees, lift up for high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Flat back, your hips are pushing to the back of the room. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands on your blocks or your mat. Step your right foot back and your left foot back. Push back into down dog. Feel free to keep your knees bent here today. We're not going to be going crazy on form or technique because we're just trying to move around. Just make sure that it's safe and feels right for your body. Peek through your hands, send yourself forward into high plank. And then you can drop your knees if you need to, or drop your knees, chest and chin, or go down into chaturanga. From here, lower your belly to the floor, release your feet, lift your chest up, elbows are in tight to your ribs. Baby cobra, exhale back down. Inhale, lift, this time up if you would like to, maybe to mommy cobra. And from here, you can tuck your toes, push back into down dog. Inhale, peek through your hands, walk your feet forward or step back with your hands and come to the top of your mat. Last sun salutation, bend your knees, come all the way up. Hands to heart center. Let's start again. Inhale, push up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands on either side of your feet or your blocks. Step your right foot back, then your left foot back. Press back into down dog. We're just going to stay here for one breath. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, see if you can press through your hands down into the floor. Inhale, look through your hands, come forward to plank. Drop your knees if you need it. Exhale, down to chaturanga. Inhale, lift up to cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, push back into down dog. Inhale, look through your hands, walk your feet forward. And here we are. All right, we made it through our 15-minute yoga flow. Now, I would advise you at this point to please take some time for yourself to do the deep stretch video that I also made. There's a 10-minute deep stretch that you can tack on to this, or spend some time lying on your mat in Shavasana and relaxing and enjoying your time. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I can't wait to see you again in person. Have a great rest of your snow day.